1075 The Game Podcasting is sponsored by Modern Exterminating, a family-oriented company. Professional, honest, and dependable pest control solutions. We're your one-stop shop for all pests.
Shane Beamer talking to the media today. Transfer portal, obviously a lot of talk about the players coming in. And, of course, Shane Beamer's never going to sit there. Shane, so, about the guys you brought in from the portal, how you feeling? Well, they stink. We just all we could get. Lost out on the guys we really wanted, so we just brought these jabronis in. You're never going to hear negativity about it. Shane obviously is happy with who he's bringing in. He should be. They did a lot of work in the portal, did South Carolina.
But I know what kind of young man Josiah is. I know what kind of player he is. I know his family. I've been in his home in Dillon, and no, I would not do that. We had other players, just to be completely honest, that went in the portal and reached out and wanted to come back, and I said no. And that happened on more than one occasion because of how they left and maybe the reasons they left for. Josiah I wouldn't put in that boat. So typically, no, I wouldn't let him come back. But I do believe every situation's different. And Josiah and I both had some open and honest conversations and shot each other straight. And in the end, he makes our team better. And I'm happy that he's back here with us.
I mean, with Shane, we've heard this a couple of times. He's had players come back at times. But that is a rarity. When someone leaves, a lot of times they're not welcome back for whatever reason, right? Even Shane said there were some players who reached back out and he was like, nah, we're good. Or, thanks anyway. Thanks, but no thanks. It's a rarity that Shane let someone come. Gilbert Edmond, remember Gilbert Edmond left, went to Florida State and came back. So it does happen. It doesn't, even when that occurrence kicked in, Shane was like, I don't typically do this. It's sort of like, your girl leaves you because she's going to go find herself or do better or whatever. I always love that one. I've got to go find myself.
If you bring in a whole portal class where you're just the highest bidder, I don't think that's the best way to build culture and maintain your roster year after year.
If it's just for money, of course you don't want the player because the player and the ups and downs of a season, if the player's not all in on what you're doing or all in on you being successful, they're just coming in for the bag, then when the going gets tough, they just take their bag and want to leave, right? So at the end of the day, you want guys who are, sure, they're getting paid, but you also want them to care about helping you win games. That's reality of this thing.
It was very, evident that we brought in a lot of guys that either were captain-type guys at their school or have those leadership qualities, and I'm seeing that already just in, the first few weeks of workouts, guys that are, willing to speak up and lead.
You go back a couple of years ago, Demetrius Knight was like, they've realized he was like a dude almost right away and a leader. We joked about Knight, he's had a family, drove up in a minivan. But, you're looking for the guys like a Demetrius Knight, a Kyle Kennard, a Vershawn Lee, a Rocket Sanders. You're looking for the, Boogie and Tonka and all those guys from 2 years ago. That team was so veteran-laden and had so many leaders, whether guys who had been in the program for multiple years or guys who came through the portal who just, had the leadership, chip on their shoulder. It's tough to be a leader when you're getting benched. It's tough to be a leader when you're not playing very well. But there was other guys on the team that came in through the portal also that just they didn't pop. There were a few, like Gabriel Brownlow-Dindy, who was really good. The linebacking room through the portal. You had two guys in Murphy and J.O. who played very well. So you did have some successes last year through the portal, but you just didn't have those alpha dog leaders.